Hello, welcome back to our next section. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to have a separate video for the find command because I think it is kind of an important command from the user administration point of view. So let me go through the details of this thing. The find command has three separate sections. The first section is the name of the directory in which we are trying to find a file. So the purpose of the find command, before I tell you more about the find command, the purpose of the find command is to find a file or a directory in some specific directory or all the subdirectories. So find, in a simple way, find a file in a directory. That is what the find command does. It is different than the grep command because grep command searches for a word inside a file and the find command searches for a file inside a directory. So there are three sections, as I already said. Find is the command, then the directory in which we would like to do our search, then we would like to tell them what we are trying to find. That is what the second section is. And then once we find out a file based on our criteria, then what to do with that file. That is the next section, the third section, the action to be taken. So here is an example here. It says the first section here is the etc, search in the etc directory a file whose name is a.txt. So what to find? A file whose name is a.txt. I can be doing anything else. I can be saying find a file whose permission is 755. I can say find a file whose size is more than 10 megabytes. I can say find a file whose group is Oracle, something like that. And once I find a file like that or files like that, then what to do is the default action is to print it on the screen. Usually you will not see anybody typing -print there, but that is the default action. You will print it on the screen, and you can take certain other actions also. So I will explain some of the actions that can be taken once the file is found. So now let us do some examples and then try to understand this in more detail. This is the first question. Find all files with the name password in the /etc directory. Okay, in the /etc directory. So let us see now what we do. Find, we are going to search in the /etc directory and we are looking for a file whose name is password. So -name password. And then what to do? Print. You can type the print or you may decide not to type. Both of them are the same thing because that is what is called as a default action. So there are two files with the name password and they are in different directories. So this is what the find command is. This is what the answer to our question is. The name of the directory in which we are searching, the condition or what to find, that is this, and then once we find out what to do with that, that is the print command. Okay, so let us go with the next one now. Find files with the size more than 10 kilobytes. That is what the next thing is in the root directory. In fact, I would say in the / directory, that would be more descriptive. So I would say find / minus what now? Minus size, and size should be what? Plus 10k minus print. And all these are the files with size more than 10k. Let me cancel this thing because looks like there are too many of them. I will say maybe 100k, and maybe there are few. No, there are too many with 100k also. Maybe maybe 10 megabytes. M is capital there. Okay, so there are files with more than 10 megabytes. As you can see, these are the tar files. Somebody has probably taken a backup, again a tar file, again a tar file here. So these are the files with bigger sizes. So I'm gonna kind of cancel this thing because it may take a longer time as I am searching in the root directory entire system. So this is the answer to my question here. And instead of 100k, I mean 10 megabytes, I will put 100k. So this is what the answer is. Now find files whose owner is Shaker. The owner is basically the user, so I'm gonna now write a command find and in which directory? In the root directory. So let us say slash minus user, and username is Shaker minus print. So these are all the files owned by user Shaker. And now you can see I'm getting some error messages there because it is not able to go inside the proc. Proc is a virtual file system, and that is what we are having problems with. So I'm going to ignore all that stuff. If I want to really ignore all that stuff, I can say 2 greater than slash dev slash null. Slash dev slash null is a file which is like a garbage collector. Anything that you write in that file is immediately deleted. So you will not see any errors because I am redirecting them to anything that comes to the standard error will be sent to this file. So now I will run this and I will not see these errors here. As you can see, there are no errors at this time. So the answer to my question is this. Now the next question is, how many files on your system have a permission of 777? So first another okay, CLEAR. Find on your system means search in root all the way at the top or starting from the top, and permissions is like 777, and then once you find that out, display that to me. So these are all the files with 777. There are too many. And now how many is now WC minus L. So the output of the find command, which is all this stuff that was displayed on the screen, has now come to a WC minus L, which is going to give me the total count of files that contain quite a few of them, 16,553. I need to check the security of my system here, but maybe I have done some unzipping somewhere, and that's why I have too many files with that 777 permission. So those are the things here. And now this is the answer. And now the last question to understand the find command is find files that are owned by Yogesh and copy them to the temporary directory. Okay, copy them to a temporary directory. This is an action that I would like to take. As you can see, in all of these 4 questions, the only action that I was taking was to find it and display it on the screen. So the action was print. Now this time I'm taking a different action. So let us see how to take that different action. And the command is find. Obviously I'm going to search for all the files in root. Minus user is Yogesh. And then instead of doing a print, I'm going to say exec what? The cp command. Cp, I'm going to copy them. The name of the file I don't know, so the name of the file is now actually written with this sign, the curly brace open and the curly brace close. You can think of this as a variable which contains the name of the file if you are coming from the programming background, but this is basically the name of the file that will be found out using this condition, what to find out. And then where are we going to copy it? In the temp directory, and this is the end of our command. And we have to make sure that we put the backslash and a semicolon. The meaning of backslash and semicolon is to tell the exec option that my Unix command that I would like to execute, that means the action that I'm trying to take, the commands for that has finished. Unless and until we put this thing, the exec wouldn't know where your command is finishing, and that's why you must put this thing when you are typing exec. It is not required when you are typing print though. So this is what will happen. The copying of the file will happen to the temp directory, and the files are the files that are owned by Yogesh user. So let us now see. First I'm gonna just find out those files, and then we will actually copy them. So these are the files that are owned by Yogesh, .bash rc and all that stuff. Looks like all of them are the files which are hidden files. Everything starts with a dot file. And okay, there is one more here which is a spool. So let us now copy that, minus exec cp and then to the temp directory / and semicolon. Okay, so now let me go to the temp directory and search for the hidden files. I'm going to put a there for searching the hidden files also. And yes, I do see that there is a file called as this, there is a file called as this, or this is the mail file. All these are just coming from our recent command that we have executed here. So this is a very important command, extremely important command. You can do a backup, you can run a tar command here, you can do quite a few things. In fact, I will tell you, you can, for example, the command that we found out here, you can say, instead of doing this, -exec chmod 755 and the name of the file and / semicolon. I'm not going to run this command, but as you can get the idea from this, find out all the files with permission 777, those are risky permissions, and change them to something which is non-risky 755. And this is a very valuable and potent option. So please memorize this -exec, and these are the answers to our question. So again, I will see you in the next video.